Welcome to Vegas Circle with Paki and Chris, and today we're sitting down with these two gentlemen. We got the CEO of Pretty Fly Society. We've got Mr. Franck Mille. We've also got Mr. Angelo Diaz, the co-founder. You've probably seen him on the hit true crime show, ATL Homicide. So we got these brothers with us, man. So welcome for the circle, man.
What's up? Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, y'all came in deep, man. Came in with great energy, man. Came right from ATL.
Where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So how did you guys connect, man? So you guys are living in Atlanta. You guys recently just came out to Vegas. How did you guys put all this together?
Well, it was
The war.
It all started before the Second World War.
Yeah.
Havana, Cuba, 1932.
That's what's up.
It was the heat of the. Nah, man. We met in college. He was a point guard for the basketball team. I was a football player. Both got some Florida in our blood. Both connected on some like Darwinism tip. Just we saw each other, saw that we were eye to eye, even though we were on the other side of some interactions. You know,
That's what's
you
up. Okay.
meet some of your best mans, your best people. At first, it wasn't love, and it wasn't love because we were inherited some. We're just being loyal to our homies and our dogs.
Oh, interesting. That's
Yeah,
funny. So originally you
yeah.
guys didn't get along, and then you grew to kind of be more partners.
Originally, I had some pertinent information that he needed to know, so I reached across the divide. I was like, bro, you need to know this.
That's what's
And
up.
he was like, I appreciate that information.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. That's good, man. So y'all put together Fly Society. Y'all got a huge brand that y'all did. Recently, you guys were just here in Vegas. You guys did a couple of fashion shows to kind of put the casting together. That was the focus and the goal for being in Vegas this weekend?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our. So we do promo runs, similar to old school. You know what I mean? Like if you had an album, you had to roll an album out, and we understand scale at this point. You know what I mean? Everyone has larger amounts of reach, but if you really do it and you got a couple metrics with you, if you can get some meetings, people can look at some things, you can make some things take place.
Yeah.
So our point was to come out here and show what we really are. You know what I mean? Beyond social media, who we are. And we used our social media tactics, marketing, so on and so forth, found you all. Found the Guest List podcast as well.
Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Jake, man. That's our guy.
We wanted to make sure that we did some connecting to respect the city that we were coming to, because it goes beyond the Strip. You know what I mean? The Strip is the tourists, so on and so forth. But y'all are the ones that make this place sort of move around. So with all respects to the city, we felt like we needed to come here, similar as stated, to a rollout with an album, do multiple versions. So we coming now. We'll come again in January, at the end of January, January 30th. We'll probably come in town for maybe 3 or 4 more days. Another model casting, another media day. Invite you guys out as well, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And see what takes place. You know what I mean? This time we did very good. We did very good. We came all the way from the Atlanta market to Vegas. You do 30 models. You got to think, I mean, we just finished our second installment in Houston, Texas. We had 80. We had 40 travel from Atlanta to Houston. So now we've crossed into different markets. So we're cross-promoting. We're bringing Atlanta and Houston together. So now we're bringing Atlanta and Houston to Vegas, and everyone loves Vegas. So it's not so much that it's predicated on Vegas accepting us.
Yeah.
It's that we introduce it to Vegas. But Atlanta and Houston and other places that love this place, who are already going to come anyway, have even more incentive to do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 'cause a little bit of a backdrop. Like, what is Pretty Fly Society for people who aren't aware of it, and what's the kind of the purpose of coming to Vegas to grow that brand here?
Gotcha. It's a creative marketing agency. I've always been into advertising and marketing, and I felt like that's what tells the story is the imagery. But commercials, like that's what we see more of. Social media, the short clips, we see more of those versus the long format. And because I was, I came up in the cable television, the VHS days. So a lot of what was cool would be determined on what I saw on television. So I'm like, well, they said that my people aren't marketable. So I doubt that.
Yeah.
I heavily disagree with that. But I mean marketable beyond urban wear, beyond DTLR. Marketable is Gucci, so on and so forth. But regular, not in a group like a bag of Skittles. You know what I mean? Like a forefront beyond Beyonce, beyond this popular name, so on and so forth. And then so using our skills, using our business know-how to get larger corporations to work with us. Angelo will get into sort of how he alley-oops his celebrity back into that. We both did party promotion when we were in school. Both got creative direction skills. So in the basically knowing what the conversation is about, it's gonna be tough to sort of pardon my French, but blow shit past us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With respect to what's going on, because there's two types of value. There's always monetary value, and then there's the actual knowledge. If I have that part, even if I don't have the monetary portion, I can get it.
Yeah.
So the playing feels even for us. You know what I mean? So us coming here is more so to expose that. The fashion element you've seen the fashion show before. I mean, it's a business podcast, so I don't want to take you there. You know what I mean? This isn't the creative one. If we're doing this dance, you know what I mean?
I mean, we could talk the business behind creative though, and that's
exactly.
Exactly. And that's what Pretty Fly Society is. It's to spread the news and awareness about the business behind the creatives, because we know so many talented creatives.
Got it.
But knowing the business is that other 50% of it. 50% of it is your talent. The other 50% is a business.
Yeah.
So we're just all about feeding the streets, feeding the creative streets.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing that become more and more. Sorry to cut you off, but we're seeing that more and more where you're seeing all these content creators. Everybody wants to be a creator now, it kind of feels like. But not everybody has the business acumen to be able to monetize that and turn it into a legitimate business. Is that kind of where you step in, help bridge that gap between creative and business?
And business. My bad. Go ahead. I was about to say, for the businesses. We do it for beyond the new companies, the newcomers, the emergers. We do it for established brands.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that spark that they need, we create that spark for them. We've already done it, you know what I mean, in real time for 2 brands, Paul Mitchell, EDU, and then Gorham Brothers, the hat company. You know what I mean? This hat that I'm wearing, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all seen the farm, so on and so forth, but this is 6 months, 7 months. That's a new phenomenon. It hasn't been around that long.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Gorham, bro. Shout out to Ben Gorham.
No, I mean, I love it. I love what you're saying. I mean, that's one of the first things when y'all reached out is I love the fact that you guys are representing a different way, and you hit on it. It's not just urban. You're doing a whole different game, man. You guys got a whole different individuality, and then bringing that together, man, y'all winning. Regardless.
And it looks like a lot of different things depending on what's going on. Like we can, for example, Gorham Brothers reached out and want us to have us do their like fall and winter 2021 campaign. To shoot it, their new products that are coming out. And then we also hit a home run there, so we went, doubled up, and did the creative direction for their next one. The products are dropping December, January, February. That's Pretty Fly Society is an entity that a Gorham Brothers or a Paul Mitchell the School or a vodka company or a Macy's or Aldo or any number of the companies Broden worked with as creative director of Pretty Fly Society.
Got you.
At the same time, it's someone who can manage Angelo Diaz. My branding, my marketing, my PR. This is who booked this. This is why we're here.
Yeah.
And we do the same for a few of my peers. Chantal Maurice, she's a very dope actress, kicking ass. Her birthday is coming up. Shout out to her.
Happy birthday.
She and also Jason Lauder. He plays Cressy on Wu-Tang. He plays recurring on Black Lightning. She just played recurring on Grey's Anatomy, Lifetime movies, P-Valley. I mean, she's just doing her thing. So we represent them PR and publicity-wise. We're also the same entity that get into event production, event curation, which is Bovtiqve Fashion Week, which is what led us here.
Okay,
you know
that's
what I
what's
mean?
up, yeah. So that's the event you guys are doing in February, which we're going to get into a little bit.
That's the event we're doing in February, but we're here to promote. We come and tap in, because Bovtiqve Fashion Week travels the country.
Okay.
So we debuted it last February in Atlanta for Volume 1. You know what I mean? Volume 2 was supposed to be last September. We do every February, every September, and the business model is to rotate a different major American city. And last September got postponed because COVID was baller blocking. But we jumped into Atlanta for this past February for Volume 2. Volume 3, we went to Houston. Volume 4, we're coming here next February. Volume 5, next September, we're going back to Atlanta.
ATL.
And so forth and so on. But what we have is a national presence because of an event series we had called the Creative Canvas Art Tour. Which has helped hundreds and hundreds of creatives around the country come online, stay online. When I say online in the sense of, it's just a vernacular I use to describe a creative that's able to do what they love full time. Whether it's just multiplying it through different hustles and different ventures, and this hustle complements that hustle, whatever, but you're no longer plugged into the matrix and using the matrix that the matrix could use you and you can pay some bills. Now you're a full-time creative. And through the Creative Canvas Art Tour, which Bro can get more into describing, we impacted hundreds. I mean, there's creators around the country that swear up and down. It's like, I would not be in the position I would be in if it weren't for what I learned through PFS, and I was able to apply that here. Or I met this buyer at my joint, and he loved what I had going on. We did this project. He introduced me to her, and that settled this deal. Even down to this Pretty Fly Society things we walk around with. This is a Zappos deal. that
Word.
Brian Cox,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of our good homies, our artists down in
Okay.
the Texas area.
Okay.
One deal led to another, and he swears up and down, it's like, I wouldn't have been in a position if it weren't for y'all. So I had to make y'all something just off the honorary, off the rip. I think he had like 13 or 19 pieces of his art commissioned to be on a little Zappos deal going on. You know what I mean? So that's what we all about, because we were talking about earlier about 50% creative, 50% business. And artistry is one of the only worlds where the vice versa could be true. Like, you can be as talented as Michael Jordan in playing the flute, or you could be the Kobe Bryant of taking pictures. You could be amazing, but if you don't have that business aspect, you're not going to get anywhere. And the vice versa is completely true. You know what I mean? Like, you can have the business and not be that talented. We've seen a lot of artists blow up because they were surrounded by the business or understood the business acumen.
The other thing is just the communication. Being able to communicate the right way
Exactly.
and bring that energy right way, which you could be able to see. But it's funny because we talk about it all the time with business, and it's the right thing. And you guys have two different styles, right? But you're very strategic. Like, I was noticing this whole thing with the volume 1, volume 2, it's all strategic. And I know you got a new album that just dropped too. And I saw that's got. No, I was doing my research.
Okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, because it's also I think I was seeing Fly Music Volume 2 is just dropped.
Just right, yeah.
So y'all put this whole brand behind.
Shout out to Fly Music, the label.
Nah, that's
and at the same time, it's a
Yeah.
lifestyle entity, so it gets into it.
Bingo.
It's where Revolt meets OVO. It's where Clutch Sports meets, Rockefeller back in the early 90s or early 2000s. You know what I mean? It's where all that merges, and that's where we're seeing the next generation go. It's becoming more creative houses and creative agencies where we can conglomerate and feed each other. This nation building, this community building.
Yeah.
We come from a long line of that, so it makes sense for us to tap into our.
That's what's
And
up.
for you guys specifically, did you find you were more on the creative end first, or were you in the business end first when you were getting ready to start this off? Were you
Business.
so your business identified the problem, then built the
There was a light from the outside looking in for fashion and entertainment. Like I stated earlier, I like VHS and cable coming up. So Power Rangers, like I was into all that stuff. I always wanted to be in it. So when bro got on TV, that was the end. But how I had to learn about the fashion element was through menswear influencing. Pretty Fly Society got going because we started getting dressed and getting fly and taking pictures. And understanding
That was like the foundation.
Yeah, people like how we dress, so on and so forth. But when I was working with GQ and working with Condé Nast, I was like, well, if y'all are doing this to me as an influencer / blogger, that means all these other guys is happening to as well. So then I stepped back and they have this platform GQ did called GQ51. So you got companies like Heineken, so on and so forth, where normally you wouldn't see them in the fashion industry, but they are in it.
They're going with
And
eyes on.
exactly. So they'll invest a certain dollar amount with GQ for GQ to only take 25% of that to give to us influencers, while they capture the other 75% to do with whatever they're going to do with, so on and so forth. Keep the lights on. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting back learning this because I'm seeing the email and I'm like, well, what happens if we were to build one of those and then take them to companies? Well, then I have way more value than that one influencer because I can impact people in Compton, Portland, Atlanta, Charlotte, all at one time. And because social media activates, now their following plus that following means I got all those followers.
Yeah.
So your brand, I could actually be more impactful because they're real friends, not some followers who just following for potentially clout reasons.
Yeah.
But
You're
we're
right.
going to make more of an impact with actual average human beings with your product and impact yourselves because they're the ones spending the money.
No, you get it.
Yeah,
man.
so that
y'all brothers get it.
that's the gist of it, and
Yeah.
that's the culminating thing. Like this is like some bad boy. Like bad Puff is my I rock with Puff. I was motivated by what he built, but I saw it, and then I saw Clutch Sports, and then Angelo Drake's he knows Drake stuff. Angelo's deep in architecture, all types of stuff. So we started looking at this thing. We're like, what if we put a world together? Like a world of everything where we don't even have to go outside of it, and then begin to build self-sustainability within creativity and trade. I done created my own Black Wall Street now because I'm not only am I funding, but it's funneling to them and they're bringing it back to us. They don't even have to leave the circle, and we can train the ones who don't know how to. So we don't even have to complain or hope something else happens. We just start with y'all and show y'all how. Whoever understands, because you would have to invest to understand. Because we're not going to give it away for free. We understand that game. So because of that,
you know your worth.
Bingo. But once we can teach them, if you just invest in this, you'll understand later why. It'll make so much more sense. That's why it's so deep behind y'all.
Yeah.
Because these people are following something bigger than a fashion show.
That's when I asked your nephew behind, sitting right behind. I said, "Where you from?" And he said straight up, "I'm here to learn." And I'm like, "Okay, I love this, man. I love it, man. I love what y'all doing." Do you think it's a new trend now, what you're seeing? So, like for example, you guys have the boutique fashion show. Do you think it's a new trend that people are choosing restaurants, or they're choosing like Gucci just did? They just picked, Hollywood Walk of Fame to be able to pick that up. Where do you think this goes now? Because people aren't doing the regular. You know what I mean? They're not doing that, and you guys have found your lane. So,
I think it's a generational thing.
okay,
I think big corporations have realized the truth that's been pertinent for like the last 10, 15 years, and that is that everybody in this room is buying two things when we buy a product: a story and experience.
okay,
So when you buy, for example, the best example I use is a pair of shoes. You know what I mean? You're buying it because of the story behind it. Either one of your favorite athletes created something memorable in those, you created something memorable in those, or it's the experience, which, as we've seen the hype beast culture blow up behind the experience of chasing a rare item, a one of one, or very limited edition. We've seen that creates an entire sub-market, like
the
people
whole
who
energy,
sell-
standing in
flip
lines,
shoes,
buy
exactly.
Jordans or whatever it is.
Everything
Yeah.
in this room that's been purchased, from that Under Armour to that, to everything that's going on, has a story and experience. That's what we're purchasing. And that's changed every industry, from hospitality to the way restaurants are driven. They're no longer food driven. It's experience, the ambiance. The
Instagrammable.
food sometimes is a secondary situation. They're trying to present you things in a matter of how can I make this person get on social media and share this thing. So with the Gucci doing the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we do our research, you know what I mean? Because we love what we do. And this is bro's craft, you know what I mean? Curating events, marketing, branding, creative direction. It's in me as well. But in the research we're doing, and we're seeing desert shows become more active, or runways in the desert. We're seeing just people jumping out there in different ways because they're trying to create an experience, even in the runway presentation that they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it gives a different layer to it too. When you're in
Is
the,
that
in
like
the
so
desert.
other people
Yeah.
emulate it, kind of? So like when you want to go into the desert, wear their fashion and emulate what their product they're putting out, or going to the Hollywood Walk of Fame and doing the same thing. Is that kind of the
It's
same?
supposed to create a want.
vibe.
It's something it's supposed to make it aspirational. It's supposed to be I want to do that. You know what I mean? It's just an idea. Marketing and fashion, they're both ideas. And my objective is to just create whatever your idea of comfort is, which made you buy that Under Armour sweater. You see what I'm saying?
I'm terrible at fashion, so
But no, but notice I said comfort.
That's exactly
whatever
me.
your
That's
idea
me.
of comfort is, and that's but that's fashion.
Yeah.
You're more comfort. So that's your athleisure, your sweatpants. You know what I mean? You're going to be a Kith guy. You're going to probably, if that's going to be your lane, so athleisure, so on and so forth, is what we would market to you. So
Interesting.
on and so forth. So
And is it kind of like moving away from the fact where runway shows historically have been like exclusivity, where like I want it, but I can't attain it. I'm never going to walk a runway. A lot of those fashions are super extravagant, and now they're making it more accessible, like you guys mentioned.
Well, the real, the real gem of boutique fashion week is once we get more, large and established brands to tap into this. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Agenda or Magic or Liberty, the trade shows.
Magic show they have it here. Vegas, yeah.
So if I
we
were
went a couple
a
times, yeah.
Nike or I would break product at these, but they don't break product. Like it's not even a thing no more. But it used to be a thing. This sneakers come in. Well, it's just we got them on Nice Kicks but the world is back.
Online.
The whole world, everything is back. It's cyclical, right? We look back. There's afros, there's belt bottoms. They're just doing it a little bit different. But that's how the world works. If just go back just a little bit. We can't do big events. What we do, speakeasies. We do small events. Boom boom rooms come back. Private things come back. It's a vibe to do that again. So everything's simply resetting. Like that's all that's really taking place. We're realizing that cancel culture is,
Some BS.
oh, we got a difference of opinion on some shit. Okay, but 10 years ago, it's like, oh my God, he said that.
Yeah.
Now we can get past it. So it's all bullshit. If we may keep it real, like the past, it's all been that. It's just what took place was, I love my millennials. I am one.
Yeah.
All right, but what took place was millennials got a voice, and we got an opportunity to say we feel. The only problem is once you say we feel, there's something that happens after that sentence. There's an actual fact that took place, and your feelings don't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. And
Don't mean nothing.
I understand your feeling, and you're okay to have it, but how it's going to impact this situation, it doesn't really matter. And they now understand that because the millennials are 30, 31, 32. But when they were rich in their 25s, they didn't give a damn about that. It's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
But life is teaching them, regardless whether you're rich or not, it's not your way or the highway. It's however this thing was going before we got involved. So, not to take it off on a tangent, but I say all that to say, we feel like Bovtiqve Fashion Week brings bigger brands the same value that it brings a smaller local brand because of the type of volume that we could bring to you in real time.
That's what's up.
Over a short period of time, 5 days. So when we speak about runways, when we speak about our activation at BVFW TV, where it's, if you remember QVC, where you shop on TV.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We have an activation like that shows models how to model on camera. So there's different levels to it. We activate them editorial and runway. You know,
So it's the product placement, your own
everything,
brand. while
everything.
You,
Yeah.
smart.
So it doesn't.
I follow
It's
what,
every
everything y'all
corner.
saying.
Every single corner is.
Okay.
I mean, me and Angelo just got our business plan completed, and the evaluation was fire. It's a 5-year, but it's too long for us to make that and make an M. It's not going to take us 5 years to make an M. That's BS. But that's what they wrote it nicely. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. It's 35-page comprehensive, so it is what it is. And that I think they did that so that we could see that okay, you guys can get there like this. I speak to some of my other partners. We can get there in a half a year, 2.5 years. It's just getting them to see the value and, all right, we're back. Let's get back to it. I remember in New York Fashion Week, Nike used to be a big tent in the middle of some area downtown New York. I'm not from there.
Yeah.
But they were on the street. They were outside.
Yeah.
They,
Grassroots.
it was. They used to do,
that's
and that's how you
took
eliminate
over.
the resellers.
No, the
Exactly.
pop-ups.
That's how they
I used to live in
took
the East Coast. So
over.
it's the whole set. The
Exactly.
pop-up energy is amazing.
Well, let's be clear. That's how they took over. Like Nike wasn't even top 5 before Jordan, before the aggressive stance of let's sponsor more
Just do
athletes. Just do it.
Yeah.
Let's sponsor more athletes. Let's sponsor college basketball teams, college sports. Let's sponsor combines and basketball, football. Let's sponsor boxers. Let's sponsor boxing
So what
camps.
happened with Michigan? Remember when Rose and Juwan Howard always played? I mean, he's from Detroit, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that creates the inception, just vacuum of if you're a youth and you play basketball, boxing, football, baseball, swimming, anything, golf, how can you escape Nike? You know what I mean? Like you're growing up, you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, figuring out you like golf. Boom, Tiger Woods on the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a young Kobe's on the wall before he went Adidas. Or any number of athletes that you look up to is on your wall. You're aspiring to go to a Nike ran camp.
Yeah.
You're one of the top 5 or 10 schools you're probably considering are sponsored by Nike. Or more
they
than a
give
few
you
of them, to be honest. Because
everything
they're
for free.
Everywhere.
You know what I mean?
I
How do you
remember my
escape
brother
that?
actually went to Nike camp in Newark, New Jersey. I remember going there.
Okay.
Everything was free. This dude, I said, give me some.
You know how much money? You know how much money Nike spends on that?
Nothing.
Not just the product.
No, it's nothing.
Well, not because they make the product for pennies, but the people they assign to that. Those are divisions within their companies.
Yeah.
That's traveling. That's cost. That's renting out venues to sponsor or to partner with.
That's true.
A camp. You know, they spend a lot. They spend M's on that.
That's
on that
true.
kind of
Yeah,
outreach.
I didn't think about that when
on
you had
that
to
kind
travel
of
behind the
cultural
scenes. Yeah,
outreach
yeah.
and sponsoring basketball teams and all that. But if you can't even compare how much they spent in it versus how much they made, because how do you calculate that?
Yeah.
How do you even get a young Kobe Bryant if Nike wasn't all over Michael Jordan, who Kobe emulated and idolized? You know what I mean? And surpassed, but that's a whole nother combo.
Did you say we're gonna talk
Nah,
about that offline? I'm from Chicago, so we
Nah,
gotta
I ain't gonna lie, I saw some interesting.
I'm the wrong guy then.
We'll talk that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that offline.
Not like mine.
I saw some interesting LeBron and MJ banter online recently.
We gonna
Scotty said some things.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Well,
it.
I saw a quote that
saw
was
it.
attributed to Scotty. I don't know if Scotty said it. I don't know. I scrolled past it and I kept it moving.
It's funny you say that. I will say this. Matt Maxon we had on the show, which he did The Last Dance, the main dude for The Last Dance. We had him on when all the pandemic hit. He lives in New York. And he talked about, Michael and the whole nine, but I didn't realize it was Jordan's basically documentary.
Yeah,
You didn't realize that when you were watching it, So we could get on a couple different rabbit holes, but we're gonna talk offline about Jordan versus Kobe.
Has everybody ever told you? Because I want to portray him. I'm going to portray him. It's a goal of mine. But you remind me of him dead on.
Who's that?
My man Byron Allen, Weather Channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
remind
take
me of
that.
him. Like even
I'll
your
take that.
mannerisms and like everything for real. Like you.
I'll take that because he's getting
Solid
super
dude.
paid.
Super.
Yeah.
Weather
I'll take
channel.
that. I'll take
I
that.
received that.
Yeah. I'll take that. So,
sure.
but no, I really like what y'all are doing, man. Seriously, man, because y'all had a different perspective, and then it opens up different lanes, and y'all have got a very strategic plan and a business plan that I love. That's why Chris and I have this show is because we want to bring people like yourself. The Vegas Circle is not just Vegas. You know what I mean? We're bringing people around, you know, wherever you're from. So it's great you guys came out from Atlanta to be able to do this. It's awesome. What should people expect in February? Will they be able to, like, you mentioned a little bit about cost. Will they be able to rent booths, or will they be able to market?
So right now we currently have registration.
Okay.
And we go through an interview process. What we try to do with the creation of this is, if you could envision a BET Awards or
Okay.
maybe a Grammy evening, right? But put them in multiple days.
Okay.
So we're trying to go away from booths. We would ask you to scale up your presentation some, you know what I mean? Some type of visual display, just beyond a table and tablecloth, right? So we're kind of good on the booths, but the registration is more so for the fashion designers. Fashion designers and the models, and we're going to activate these brands the way we would like to activate the Nikes and the Gucci's and so on and so forth, to show them this is how much value really exists within a fashion week.
Word.
So, yeah.
I like what you're getting at. You're not doing the regular.
Yeah, it's not going to be regular,
Yep.
and our objective is to activate this entire place beyond the strip. You know what I mean? This is bigger than just the strip. Like, for example, there's an activation we did, the creative canvas tour called the Flyzeum. Doesn't sound like much, but if you can envision 6-foot columns and then models standing on 6-foot columns wearing your favorite Under Armour sweater, you know what I mean, while you get prepped for a comfortable Vegas Circle podcast. But you know that event's coming, so the resellers, everyone can connect to that. But that doesn't just have to be at this one particular place on the strip. I can have it in downtown Vegas, and there's a smaller show. It's scaled. Okay, well, this set of people like to party with this set of people.
Yeah.
So then we're going to put this together, and this is what this partnership looks like. Because all I'm going to do is license out the name, and then we can work with your people. Because all we need to do is align as the Fashion Week. You see what I mean? It's like if New York Fashion Week could move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I understand like how the Rolling Stones got together. These relationships began basic. It was like, well, I have an idea with the magazine, and you're a photographer. We should do this, and we keep going with it. So our thing is, somebody look at it and make sense of it. If it makes sense of it, stay with it, because it will make you a lot of money, and it will introduce fashion into gaming. It will introduce fashion into crypto even more. Shout out to our boy Nipsey, who passed away. That's what he was doing. You know, like. But our thing is, since we don't have a marathon clothing, that's not our thing. We fly. We can put on anything and be fly. So because of that, we'll open the store, tap the cryptos to our designers. And now whoever we're partnering with that runs that, everyone's getting the value. The designers are getting it.
That's
the
what's
people,
up.
like, that's the funnel. That's a true funnel. It works. It would have to work.
Yeah. And everybody's winning.
Exactly. That's actually what it looks like.
No,
We're all
everybody's
winning
winning.
now.
Yeah.
And at scale. And what we do is it's so fucking transparent. No, you're not going to make the same amount as me. See how simple that is?
At least you're honest.
Yeah, but no, I'm not
you're
saying
honest.
me. I'm saying in general.
In general,
No,
yeah.
No, you're not. But you understand scale. And as you bump, and then I bump, and then so on and so forth. And if there's some sort of, then that's what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's how we are building. That's why it's getting stronger, and because we're adding more value to them. So we added a store. So
Your store,
I
actual
added
store?
for the fashion,
Okay,
which is
got it.
going to develop into a showroom. So vision if New York Fashion Week had a store.
Yeah.
I'm saying this stuff loud. People may take these ideas. It's cool, but my whole point being, if you went to everyone loves New York Fashion Week, but
It's
they
a whole
can't
vibe.
find all the designers.
Yeah, exactly.
But if New York Fashion Week had a store, they could now. But what happens to H&M? What happens to? Because New York, it would ruin them potentially. Because now I can go get all this fly stuff that may sell at the $30, $40 mark that they make, but I can go right to New York Fashion Week and get it. Well, us as Bovtiqve Fashion Week, okay, we're going to open the store. But not only are we going to open the store, we're going to create the content for you, for those that don't know how to create the content, and we're going to put it into your package to be a part of Fashion Week. So the moment you come in our world, we got you.
That's a lot.
You're going to get the social media marketing element. You're going to get all of it because we have to. We understand what we're up against. We have to do all this.
Yeah.
So we have to work this damn hard so that, okay, I see what y'all are doing, for it to break through, for someone to give us a shot. Shout out to my guy, Nikki Cutler. Shout out to my guy, Ben Gorin. Shout out to the team, ATL Homicide and TVOne. Those are the folks that gave us shots.
That's what's up.
And
That's the
to
show
run
you
with
actually
that.
on,
Yeah.
right? You on TV.
That's
Okay.
my
Yeah.
point of mentioning it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that looked at us too and said, yeah, we can rock with y'all. And ever since they made those decisions, season 4, there's 4 seasons of a show that probably wouldn't last one. But this face right here, and they love it around the country, so it's still here.
Yeah.
And now we've taken a hat company and have them exploring a full-blown fashion line at this point.
Y'all get me excited, man.
No, yeah, it's really,
I like how you talk, man. Seriously, man. Because
Thank you.
not only that, everybody's winning. Like we just had Hot Chicks on, which they own a clothing company, and the way that they're doing it organically is very similar to yourself. Is you can't do the regular way. You know what I mean? And so I really enjoy what y'all doing, man. It's
it's
awesome, man. Yeah.
Interesting because logistically it seems like there's a lot of moving pieces. Like there's a lot of different things that you guys are involved with from, like I said, from start to finish. You're there the whole step of the way. What has been?
You should have seen what today looked like alone. Like this
should've
our
popped
last
up.
stop. Yeah, this our last stop.
Yeah, that's what makes me
even
kind of
going-
mad. Like, what is your biggest hurdle that you need to overcome? Is it like customer acquisition? Is it just the time restraints that you guys are putting on? Like what you need to do? Like, are there any hurdles that you're needing to overcome, or is
question.
it?
It's just more resources, more capital,
capital.
more time, more. That's it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just fun.
It's that short.
Yeah.
Is that simple?
It's
yeah.
fun, man.
It's just simple. And, and it's not like we have a lack of it. It's just everything we're earning, we're putting right back into the re-up. I put my ATL Homicide coins into this. He puts coins that we get from other deals and working with Gorham Brothers and working with other brands. We're pouring into Bovtiqve Fashion Week because it's a startup.
Yeah.
And it's paying off in dividends. And y'all understand that leaders eat last. So we're seeing commerce on top of commerce on top of commerce happening throughout Bovtiqve Fashion Week and after effects of Bovtiqve Fashion Week. After we leave a market, we're seeing models get placed with brands. We're seeing the designers get placed at boutiques, which they're spending money on and making money for. We're seeing designers get bigger and spend more money on marketing, more advertising space. We see them come back and invest more with us.
Modeling
Obviously,
agencies popping up, coaches.
a
They're
lot,
coaching a lot of
happening
they're coaching
around.
a lot of the models, making a lot of money off the model.
That's good.
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah.
It's a game, but y'all are playing the game,
Yeah.
Right.
and y'all figured out y'all lane.
That's the bigger fish.
Yeah.
Y'all can have those models.
Yeah.
We understand what this is.
Yeah.
Come on and take them.
Yeah,
You don't
we're
scale
not-
with
we're
one
not trying to-
model.
We're not
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not trying to manage the models. We're
Yeah.
trying to provide platforms that everybody
Exactly.
needs to eat.
Yeah, because it sounds like you just have the infrastructure in place. And that's what brings me to the next question: is how is the scalability? Because it seems super intensive for both of you to be in a market and be that. Like, what's the next step for scalability? How do you envision it growing into those multi-million-dollar company?
The shop. The shop,
shop.
man. It
shop.
does retail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
We
makes
didn't have a
sense.
product.
Yeah.
We don't have anything tangible to leave you with besides this button. But if I did,
That
and if
makes
it was
sense.
hers, and if it happened to been you all's, if y'all started making products and then we put them on the runway, so on and so forth, yeah.
You plan like transition to like an e-commerce store with the boutique shop that you're gonna do on top of that?
So no shop. Show. We're gonna go showroom first.
Got it.
Got it.
Showroom for particular pieces and pulls, right? We're gonna scale that. So if you're a designer, you have to be a certain tier designer to even place your stuff inside there. You know what I mean? We got to start creating a level there.
Got it.
My bad.
No.
No,
good.
there's that. That's a huge part of it, and there's just next steps that I'm not totally comfortable sharing.
No, yeah, no,
we
no.
don't want
I
this
gotta
to-
ask.
You can't show everything.
I do
but
want to
got
get
you.
into some business aspect of it, so we could just go into a rabbit hole and talk that talk. But there's a business model that a Warner Media sets. That Warner Media is a great example, especially with them buying AT&T recently.
Yeah.
Warner Media has Warner Brothers, which
Yeah.
makes TV shows and film. They have HBO. They have they have a few premium movie channels, which airs a lot of the Warner content. You can go to HBO and find your DC movies, your Superman, your Justice League stuff. They also now have AT&T, which provides you cable services, which provides you Wi-Fi. So they're giving you
Come
the
on,
cable,
yeah, the phone,
the
yeah,
cable
come on
service
now,
that you
yeah.
go and
You
get
know what they
HBO
do, yeah.
and Warner Media on.
Yeah. That's where we watch everything at.
Yeah.
That's where we watch everything.
Yeah,
and because Warner Brothers is such a dog, such a beast, that means they're doing a lot of business with Hulu, a lot of business with Netflix, and that keeps Warner Media as a
we
conglomerate
just
in
we
that.
literally
so
just came back from LA yesterday. We were just saw Warner. I mean, it's
it's
100%.
insane.
It's ridiculous.
It's a monster, yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So that's crazy, man. And so with the ATL Homicide, so you play David Quinn on there, and you've piggybacked that energy with what you guys are doing with the Fly Society. I love it. One thing I do got to laugh about, just real quick. I gotta ask this. I saw you on Shaq's thing. the lift, and I didn't realize that was you, man. He was crying about the freestyle and called you Drake and everything. Did you flip that? Did you market that a different way for your brand?
Nah, that was actually one of my first castings. Like,
that was funny as hell.
I started
man.
acting like 2016, so that was one of my first castings out the gate.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had to ask this. So, did you really not know that was Shaq?
Nah, yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, that's the game. I'm like, you played that too
I was
damn
trying to win
well.
an Oscar and shit.
Okay. Okay, you definitely want an Oscar on that.
First of all, we in the Yukon, right? And I'm big. We in this bitch.
Yeah.
We some above average.
And I seen
size
Shaq
cats.
before. He's big as hell.
Man, what?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm in the Yukon. I'm like, all right, this is a truck, so I know armrest wise, I know I'm chilling right here.
Okay.
I get in, I'm touching skin.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's Shaq.
Yeah.
Right, bet.
I don't know how you kept your composure because it was
he's
so
not even
funny.
trying. He just there, like he just in this bitch. I'm like,
No one's this big.
Yeah.
But he was hella dope to work with, bro.
I
Like, hella
see that.
happy to be here, just hella like sincere in his energy, like just hella.
That was
dope.
5
Shout out
years
to
ago,
Shaq,
too, right?
man.
Yeah. About 5 years ago.
Damn,
I pay attention,
That's
man. I
crazy.
pay attention.
That's
So
crazy,
that's
yeah.
good, man. Yeah, I love what y'all doing, man. What would you leave our listeners with for just a nugget on building business? Like you got your nephew behind you, got your whole team behind you. What would you tell our listeners that maybe they want to get in business for themselves? They might be scared. They might not want to jump over that hurdle. What would you say to them?
Talk to him, champ.
Okay, well, it's extremely, extremely simple. And I don't want to sound ignorant, but I'm going to say this.
Okay.
1 + 1 will always be 2. And that's literally what I live by. If you plant a seed and you water that seed, if you can give that seed enough light, that seed will grow.
Yeah.
But if you plant that seed in the winter or fall, that's probably your percentages of it succeeding aren't that good, right?
Yeah.
So we should probably plant in the spring and summer.
Yeah.
So use common sense when making your decisions. Common sense may not be common to everyone. My apologies to those who don't have it. But what I'm speaking on is these things are very, very simple. And I'm a meditator, so shout out to Sagaru. And it sort of helped me get to this point because I would actually like to be a yogi. My point is to reach
We had a bunch of
yogi
yogis
status.
on, man. We had a bunch of yogis on. Yeah,
I would like to reach yogi status where it looks a little different. I carry it a little different, but I ultimately want peace.
Yeah.
And I think that in business, the ultimate way to find peace is to understand when you are, like for example, we're doing business in Vegas, right? Yeah. I understand the house wins. We've been saying
House
that
always wins.
literally to the Caesars, and as we would go to these meetings, we're like, the house wins. So my simple analogy of 1 + 1 always equals 2 is just take whatever the next step is, take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. If it's I want to brand myself more, so I have to record myself in front of the phone now and be a little bit more different than I'm not used to. That's the next step.
Yeah.
If you're not going to take it, then, we can...
never get to 2.
Yeah, we're not going to get there. And that's really all I have because anybody else saying anything else, it's all bullshit. Like, it really is, man.
They're trying to sell you something.
Yeah, and I've seen it, and I'm happy that, I really am happy and appreciative, and Angelo probably will close it out. I'm really happy and appreciative that we've been able to build this and get here.
Yeah.
Because I've been waiting to say these things for a long time. Because
Yeah.
I also align with a gentleman by the name of Dame Dash. I align with my other spirit animal as well, as it pertains to this shit been what it is. It's been like this. Y'all grinded to get here.
Yeah.
Everything you got, you worked for. You got up, I went and did this, I repeated over and over and over. I went to a networking event, I met somebody, it was cool. I was genuine in what I was saying. I delivered, I had stuff, right?
Yeah.
We got letters of recommendation. Like we went and did all those things to cover what we needed to have to present ourselves the best as possible.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the decision will come down as do you like us or not? Because that's what business is. It's
But people feel the energy too, though.
Exactly.
They feel the energy. They feel is it fake? What's the gimp? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're always sizing everybody up, but you're right. Yeah,
Exactly.
You 100%
That's what it's going to come down to. Because numbers are numbers.
Yep.
Is this profitable? Like all the questions you ask, that's why I've been with you. All the questions you ask is like you're getting right to it.
Yeah.
You got the conversation, you listening, like I'm trying to get to this shit. So I'm like, okay, cool.
That's our whole strategy.
Yeah.
We got our whole strategy.
Yeah, so I'm down here with you. I'm like,
No, that's right.
It's cool. I understand it, but
Yep.
it's bigger. Man, this is $1 billion trillion business. We brought a fashion week in here.
No, it's $1 trillion.
Yeah, it's a trillion.
Multiple $1 trillion.
Sundance Film Festival inspired this.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause-
Sundance went Lyft. They partnered with Lyft, Canon, you name it. Chase. It's just going up. These people are at a party. They're not even watching the movie.
Yeah.
What's this about for real?
Yeah.
It's about a good time.
Some people are going there to meet a specific person.
Bingo.
Period. That's literally what they're doing. They flying, like you just said. People coming from Houston. They're doing the whole setup. So
It's just an experience. And brands want to be a part of that experience more now than ever before.
Period. So if they want to support this, sorry, bro, but, you got to have some sense and some cojones to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Like that's just what this is. If
Some
you want to rock,
audacity.
you got to have it because we're going out blazing, man.
Y'all fly society, man. So
Yeah,
you better
pretty
speak,
fly
you better
society.
Speak,
We going
speak
out
that
blazing.
right, man.
We got
That's
to
good,
choice,
man.
You guys do a great job of looking at it from the consumer perspective and then providing the value for the businesses that are trying to reach that consumer. I think that's ultimately the businesses are successful on the value you present to the people, and that's exactly what you guys seem to be doing.
And showing the consumer, the creatives that they drive this thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
They're the source. They're the spark.
That's the next step, back to the millennials. So, they kind of pioneered that. Give everybody a voice.
Somewhat.
And so too many people got voices now. We got to shut some people up,
Made
but I
it
got
crazy.
you. Yeah. We do got to ask this. We always ask our guests this, but I know you guys aren't from Vegas. Have you had a chance to eat anywhere that you could recommend? That's one question we always ask about. Yeah. Y'all been grinding.
We have. Hex was lit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Hex was lit.
Where's Hex at?
Hex is
That's
at Paris.
the food kitchen at
Good
Paris.
call,
yeah.
Lou.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
you know Lou know the food.
Shout out-
Shout out to Lou, man. Lou know the food.
Because we never had anybody say Hex.
One glance
Hex
ATL.
was lit.
Okay.
Shout out to Off the Strip. We stopped by
Off the
there.
strip. Maggiano's.
Maggiano's
was
Okay,
beautiful.
yeah,
The
okay.
fashion show mall.
Okay.
We literally been eating while we're on the move.
I
You know what I mean?
figured,
That
yeah.
itinerary has been full.
Yeah.
You know
Big
what I'm saying?
Denny's.
For
Big
real.
Diddy's.
Shout out to Denny's.
That's what, downtown?
We call that the greasy spoon. The greasy
Shout out to
spoon.
the dispensary.
Yeah,
That was the
dispensary.
first one.
That'll get
We're
you
on
in
the
trouble
green
too.
diet.
Yeah,
Shout
y'all
out
get you in trouble, man.
Jardine. Shout out to them.
Y'all
Shout out
trip,
to New
man.
Leaf.
Y'all Gribo, man.
Yeah, man.
What else, man? What else could you leave us with? I know
I
you
would
guys
say-
were in strong for the year. February is when we got the fashion show coming up. What else are you guys focused on for let's say for 2022?
More of the same.
Okay.
Taking back Bovtiqve Fashion Week to larger scales. Vegas is going to make everybody involved step up, from our staff to the designers to the models to the media that's involved with us. Everybody's going to step up, and we appreciate what we're seeing in their eyes. We see the eye of the tiger. We see everybody's ready.
Yeah.
Season 4, ATL Homicide.
Season 4?
We're figuring it out now as we speak. Negotiations going on. That's always a beautiful place to be.
Okay.
And more of our own, more film and TV. You see more of the projects that we've worked on over these past few years, finish post-production and come out.
Okay.
You'll see us make some announcements about some more projects coming out.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up, man. We're gonna keep tabs on y'all, man.
Appreciate it, man.
How,
Appreciate it.
how do people reach out to you? What are some of your social handles, your individual, and then
They don't.
Yeah, they be reaching out, man.
They don't.
Yeah.
They just think. You just think about Pretty Fly Society.
That's it.
And we're going to show
We're a
up.
part of
That's all you got to do.
We're a part
Like
of
a
you.
ghost, like a ghost.
Our
We're a part
technology
of
is
you,
a little
man.
different.
We in your closet. Every
That's
time you
been
open
the
your
best
closet, you
spot.
see
You
Pretty
are
Fly
Pretty Fly.
Society.
You want to reach Pretty Fly Society, you look
Everybody.
in the mirror
Yeah.
and say,
Think
I
about
am
it,
pretty,
we'll be there.
Say, I am Pretty Fly Society 10
These
times.
brothers are
See
the
what
best
happens.
marketers.
Right.
That's the first. Nobody's ever said that, so I gotta give y'all props,
We in your
man.
closet.
We're gonna
Right
keep
there.
playing that over and over. Man.
Personal, it's personal Instagram is at FRANCK_MILLE, and then of course at Pretty Fly Society, and then at Bovtiqve Fashion Week, BOV as in Victor, TIQVE, Fashion Week.
Remember you were asking about what's next? Pay attention to that V.
Those V's.
Wow, watch what we do with the V.
Strategic.
And
Watch
you
what we
also
do.
know what, we don't get too deep, but you know the power of the triangle. All right, we gonna stay with us on this.
Hey, we'll be on track with you guys. We'll watch from afar. We'll
We see we
what
Vegas circle, man.
Now, we'll be back. We'll be back.
attention, man.
It
Oh, yeah,
comes
pay
full
attention.
circle. We'll be
We
back.
shall return,
Yeah,
brother.
exactly, yeah.
And how people reach out to you, man? Your social handles and everything.
Cuba the God, CUBA. That's what my dear friends and family and loved ones call me. My mom was Cuban, so
That's what's
it's a
up.
big part of my heritage. The THE God, GAWD.
That's what's up.
You hear me?
Appreciate y'all,
Yeah,
man.
no,
y'all
appreciate
came
it.
with some real energy and some knowledge.
Appreciate
man.
it,
Appreciate it.
brother.
And I love what y'all
Appreciate
doing,
y'all
man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
check us out at thevegascircle.com. We got iHeart, Apple, the whole nine, man. So check us out.
Thanks
Appreciate
a lot,
y'all.
man.
Appreciate
Love,
you.
man. Yeah, that was good shit, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
real
it.
good. Yeah, straight up.